求めたまえ心を開いて真の痛みが明日を招く世界は傷を抱きしめる
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss an anime deep dive. Today we'll be riding the clock to the mid-2000s to talk about one of the early pioneers of supernatural action and romance anime called Shakugan Shana. Whether you remember it from the original run or you're just now discovering it, this show carved out a unique space in anime history, so sit back and let's dive deep into what made Shakugan Shana a nostalgic classic and a surprisingly relevant watch to even this day. Shakugan Shana is a 24-episode anime series first aired in 2005, based on a light novel series written by Yashiro Takahashi and illustrated by Nozi Ito, who you might also know as the character design for Haruya Suzumiya. The show was produced by JC Star, which had already established a name for itself with visually strong and emotionally compelling series. At its core, Shakugan Shana is a supernatural action series wrapped in a high school drama with layers of romance, external tension, and metaphysical stakes. The story follows Yuji Sakai, your average high school student who discovers early on that life as he knows it ended. Literally, he's been turned into a torch, a temporary substitute for a human whose existence has been consumed by a supernatural being known as the denizens of the Crimson Realm. His fate becomes entwined with a mysterious girl wielding a katana and fiery powers. Her name is called Shana, also known as the flaming-haired, burning-eyed hunter. Now let's talk about the characters, because Shakugan Shana really shines when you look closely at the leads. Shana, voiced by Ria Kugamiya in Japanese and Tabitha St. Germain in English dub, is the epitome of tsundere archetype. Cold and commanding at first, with a vulnerable side that slowly unfolds, she starts off calling Yuji just as a torch, refusing to acknowledge him as a person. Over time we see her grow emotionally, struggle with human feelings, and eventually open up to the concept of love and connection. Then there's Yuji, who starts off as your blank slate protagonist but undergoes one of the more unexpected transformations in anime. I won't spoil the later seasons, but his character arc is genuinely ambitious. He asks the big questions about purpose, existence, and what it means to actually make an impact. He starts off naive, but don't be fooled, Yuji becomes essential to the physiological themes of the entire series. Supporting characters like Madrigal, Wedemida Carmel, and even other minor flamehaze and denizens enrich the lore. Each has purpose, whether it's comedic relief or romantic tension or ideological contrast, and this diversity of perspectives makes the world feel layered and alive. Now the world building in Shakugan Shana is a slow burn, pun intended. It gradually unveils a complex supernatural system involving balance, power, and the erasure of existence itself. The Crimson World and the Flamehaze are not your typical fantasy factions. They represent opposing ideologies, unchecked desire versus cosmic balance. Denizens devour existence to grant them wishes and sustain themselves, while the Flamehaze act as cosmic enforcers, protecting the fragile order of reality. The show explores heavy themes, existential dreads, the value of memory, and the cost of fighting for ideals. Imagine discovering that everything you've done in your life might vanish, forgotten by everyone. That's the fear Torch characters live with. The philosophical questions it raises about identity and the nature of being are not always front and center, but they're there, baked into the lore and slowly brought into the narrative spotlight. It's these themes that elevate Shakugan Shana beyond its genre tropes. Let's shift gears and talk production. Visually, Shakugan Shana was ahead of its time. While it doesn't boast modern Shakugan level animation, it does a remarkable job maintaining its visual consistency, especially in its fight scenes. The crimson flames, glowing eyes, and dimensional rifts are unique and memorable. Character designs are crisp, thanks in no small part to Nozi Ito's influence. Shana's iconic look, long crimson hair, glowing eyes, black uniform, became symbolic of the male warrior archetype that exploded in the 2000s. As for the music, the soundtracks are top tier, one of the most underrated soundtracks to hear. Seriously, Kotoko's Being and Hisako no Sora from the first season's opening themes are absolute bangers and still make it to anime playlists to this day. The music does a great job in matching the show's dual tone, romantic and gloomy one minute and explosive the next. Now no review is complete without addressing the cracks. Shakugan Shana has a slow start. The first few episodes can feel a bit repetitive, especially with Yuji constantly reacting to things rather than taking action. The Monster of the Week format drags a bit before the story finds its rhythm. Some viewers may also find the dialogue rational at times, or the explanation for the Crimson Realm too vague early on. With the character relationships, especially the love triangle between Shana, Yuji and Kazumi, can feel melodramatic or undeveloped. There's some emotional payoff, but also a sense that it's stretched out way too long for what it delivers. And depending on whether you watch it in subbed or dubbed, the performance may vary. Ria Kagamiya is iconic in Japanese, but the English dubbed, while decent, doesn't quite capture the same emotional range. Despite these flaws, Shakugan no Shana is one of those series that paved the way for modern supernatural anime with emotional depth. Shows like Fate Night, Blue Exorcist, and even Attack on Titan owe something in the template it helped refine, especially in how they merge grand metaphysical ideas with character-driven stories. And let's not forget, it ran for 3 seasons. That's not just endurance, that's proof that it had a dedicated fan base. And for many anime fans in the 2000s, it was one of their first dives into deeper serialized storytelling. So here's my verdict. Shakugan no Shana isn't a perfect anime, but it's a bold one. It combines action, romance and philosophy in a way that's rare. If you can push past the slow pacing at start, you'll find a rich emotional story that grapples with fragility and existence of the strength of the human will. I give Shakugan no Shana a solid 8 out of 10 for its ambition, for its heart, and for how it still manages to burn brightly in minds of fans, even years later. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments, what's your favourite Flame Haze moment? And if you never watched Shakugan no Shana, will you give it a shot? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives like this. Until next time, stay burning.